Gonna try to get my engineer to level 10 so that we can enjoy some engineer upgrades, yeah. And that'll be pretty good, I should hope. And why not try to do this radioactive exclusion zone situation? Oh, the game also does want me to do the hard mode. Floaters. Let's do this first. It'll be fun. Stormageddon. I wonder how helpful the turret would be for that. Let's try that. I'm curious. Curious to see how those all plot together. Make it dangerous.
Top part is cleared. Warm up. Time to get to work, team.
All right. The lucky right-handed seat. Okay. Let's do this. See what kind of trouble we can get into. Kinda don't like the engineer out of all of them. Gotta admit it. But you know, I'll keep at it and maybe we'll discover a few more things to like about him. You never know, right? You never know. Alright, so we need to mine.
Deposit your quota of Morkite into the mule. We will send a drop pod to get you out. Good luck.
We need mining. I think one of the things that makes the engineer such a drag is that the traversal tool, or whatever you want to call it, is that platform gun. I do not find to be very useful. Like at all. Okay, I'm already hurting myself. That's good. Stupid pop bottle. Take a look at our. There's an area up there, but I don't know if it's of any use to me. Go take a look. Yeah, I was gonna say. Maybe the Sentry and Boss go together and keep the Swarmageddon off my back forever. Yikes. Okay, well, you know. You gotta dig, right? I don't want to do it. Okay. Actually wasn't that far. And I'm kind of glad I made the effort now. I'm trying to think of what I would change about the engineer if I could. Like, I think the platform gun, maybe I just haven't used it effectively, right? But yeah, it just keeps going, right? If it was possible to make, maybe I'm just not trying hard enough. Yeah, I've had a thing where you could like press the button again and it would make the platform there or something like that. I can see myself using it a little more. You can only ever really extend the ground you're already on, right? I don't know. There's a few like real niche situations it's definitely helped me get out of in the past, but by no means a game changer. Zipline's great by comparison, right? The zipline is incredibly useful. Okay. We are up and through. Bosco. Tell me how you do that thing. There's some gold over there. Might as well do that for me. Since I'll never be able to reach it. Okay. Sentry's having some fun back there. I wonder if I get credit for its kills. I could only assume the answer is yes. Because otherwise, like, who gets them? You know, if you were in a party of 4 people or whatever, right? And you're playing as the engineer. They're definitely your contributions. Contributions to society. Such that it is when you're a dwarf. Yeah, we found no Morkite yet, though. Okay. Go have the computer fight it out with itself over there. While I play a different part of the video game. I definitely like that the sentry gun, the sound that it makes while it's shooting is so distinct. It's a nice little sound design choice there. Okay, we're not going there for a minute. Take a look at the map. Okay, there's a yeller thing down there. I don't know what it is, but this game works, you usually do want it. Okay, Bosco, go do that. I'll take a peek around here.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Yeah, I can tell. Were those all killed by radiation damage? Is that what happened there?
Combat positions. The swarm is here.
Or is it? Yeah, I'll mine, I guess. Let the real combatants take care of the violence. Okay, I get it, I get it. Lots of running. You definitely end up in these dillies. Okay.
Through the wave, team. Go, go.
Whatever. You can go be gross elsewhere. Presumably the turret is still out there. Oh, it's out of ammo. That's fair. I run out of ammo too. Okay. Where were you, turret? Okay. The angle, I guess, is a little weird. No, don't light it up. Mine it. Come on. Okay. Take a look at the map here. Okay, I see how it connects. We'll break through any second. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. It's just weird. It's just weird. There we go. Okay, there's gold. Okay. Oh, it's kind of stuck. Okay. Interesting. Osco, go do your thing. Show me how you do that thing. Okay. Do you get a free reload of the turret when you set it back up again? It feels like you should. Would be appropriate. Not a lot of the stuff we need. None of it yet. Okay. Just the little ankle biters. Bosco, get the gold. I guess there's more kite up on the ceiling too. Might be more important, but whatever. I guess I don't need to recall it if I'm doing it that way. I can just be like, yo, put her there, big guy. Okay, we got lots of goodies. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Defend me, my minions. Okay. Dude's actually pretty big. Okay. Yeah, so this chamber is a little loopy and weird, right? Already been in some of these areas, not all of them though.
Scanners just picked up a swarm of glivid grunts heading your way. There's a lot of them.
Okay. Yeah, Bosco was here before. Go mine the thing. Ah.
There they are. Swarm. Kill them, team.
I don't know if I really want to be at the bottom of this hole. Gotta remind myself to keep that bad boy reloaded.
Nitro has been withdrawn and supply pod is inbound.
That's pretty bad. Whatever the hell that thing is. That's just plain old load of bullets.
Good news, team. The wave is thinning out.
Okay. Good news, everyone. Okay, okay. Okay. That's not so bad. Alright. It's fine. I survived. Designated Liam. I feel like there was more fun up in this area than I discovered. The sentry gun is not so good against the swarmers, eh? This much we have learned. Yeah, there's all that. I think all that is where we left some undiscovered stuff. Go do all that. Oh, come on. The game's cheating me. Okay, and then I went up here. Yes. Inner uranium, that's good. Okay. Thank you, Bosco. I guess the other big thing about the turret is that vantage point is always a bit of a struggle, right? Getting into a position where it can actually shoot at the things you want shot. It may be autonomous, but still needs to be managed. Okay. Oh, don't think I don't hear you. Okay. Keep moving along here. Okay. This is where, like, the loop is coming around. Yes, please kill that. Rocket? There you go. Okay. So, where's the next area then? I think I discovered it already, maybe-ish. Somewhere around here. Put over there. You're dead. Don't adjust. Okay. Go do that thing. Hooray! Okay. I don't really need these things anymore, but we're here, so you might as well grab them. Down you go. That's bad. Okay.
Swarm incoming. Get through it fast. We're on tight schedule here.
Oh, Bosco missed. I've not seen that before. It makes sense.
The swarm is upon you.
Okay. That's kind of sucks. We can get out of there.
The stream of incoming enemies is practically eradicated, and you're still alive. Well done.
The tree gun doesn't do a lot of damage though. one thing. Doesn't hurt, that's for sure. They get much tougher. Okay. Let's go grab supply drop stuff. You guys are such jerks. Oh, Bosco. Turning them into goo. Okay. Stock up here. I don't quite need it. Might as well grab 2. I don't know if we're coming back there. Okay. Poor sad sentry. Okay. Grab this. It's making that horrible noise. Bosco, you know what to do. I see. Move to the other side. Interesting. The procedure. It's generating. Okay. It looks like it could go further. Yeah, it seems like Bosco's ability to mine stuff in an area has more to do with like some unseen thing controlling whether or not Bosco considers them to be like a single unit, and less about like, you know, what's actually nearby. Which makes sense. I mean, it's a computer game. Okay. Yeah, as the engineer, when you have the turret set up, damn Bosco, like you basically just don't care about those swarms. They're kind of negated. Not really a factor anymore. We gotta go down. Ish. More down than not. Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2. And it gets. And it gets. Okay. Let me go back and collect the things that Bosco knocked down for us. Okay. 2 of them. Okay. You are dead. Ah. The other radiation only goes as far as you can see the green go. There's obvious, like, gameplay reasons for that, but it's still kind of funny. Radiation's invisible. In real life. Alright, what do we got down here? Spider webs. Little creepy dudes are gonna come after me. Yeah. Down you go. Well, I guess one of the things I think of when I think of I'm trying to think about, like, if I was to change the engineer, how would I do it, right? I guess, like, I'd think of, like, some ability to make the party more resilient. Is what comes to mind, right?
Swarm, they're here.
It seems like that's the gunner, right? Because the gunner both improves shields and outputs damage, right? It feels like they gave the turret ability to the engineer because, like, that's an ability you give to people in first-person shooters. It's sort of like a first-person shooter class thing, right? I mean, I think it works. And it feels natural in the game. But it definitely feels like it's more of a function of this is a thing games do, so we did it.
Hostiles are backing down. Finish them.
Yeah, because as it is, there's not really anybody who helps the dwarves be defensive. And maybe that's intentional, because the game doesn't want you turtling. The game wants you moving forward and exploring. It's a valid game design choice. So maybe that's not the right way. Maybe that's not the right way. I don't know. I feel like probably the changes would need to be minor. And maybe it's just not for me, is the other thing, right? Minor changes. I like the other three. So, you know, this is exactly a complaint. Alright. What do we got? Look at that one. We go out on a hunch here. Yep. Okay, I get it. I get it. You're very hungry. You're very angry. Those things combined with dwarf means we can't be best friends. I regret, but you know, just the way of the world. That's how she goes. You missed a spot. Bosco, you missed a spot. Oh, hit loot bug. Okay. Great work, everyone. You're all gonna be promoted. Or not. Okay. Okay. It's a very valid point. Little jerks running around everywhere. Go get him. Go get him, Bosco. Okay, so that's where I came from. A little turned around there. I could have sworn I saw another patch of Morkite on the ceiling, but... Oh yeah, there it is. I also could just be a wrong person. Okay. Yeah, maybe if there's also a way to like move the platforms vertically. I think really just it feels like the platform gun is like an empty spot. Weird. And having something to fill that spot is a little bit more useful. A very gross whack-a-mole. Down you go. Over you get. Okay. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Plenty of fun stuff.
Team swarmers, lots of them.
More than usual? Wow, wow.
Here they come. Eradication protocol.
Yeah, that is them. Bye-bye, swarmers. Okay, we're getting pretty close. There isn't like 10 more Morkite on the ceiling there though, so I have to find another spot.
The wave is almost over. Wipe out what's left.
Okay, let's see what I can do for you. There's our last Ebo nut. Is that what they're called? Sure. You know, it's a video game. You can name them anything. Sweet. Okay. Imagine this will do it. Yeah, look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff. I only needed like 11. And I've got 30. So we're good.
Well done. Secondary objective completed.
We got a lot of fun stuff.
Objective completed. Press the button on the mule when you're ready. We'll send the drop pod to get you up.
I absolutely refuse. No, we'll do that in a moment.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
We'll do that in a moment. Restock here a little bit, why not? Hit the old button.
Smooth as always, team. Drop pod is on the way.
Silky smooth. Silky smooth. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I'm feeling I'm gonna have to get up this area again, so I might as well climb back up.
Drop pod has arrived. Retrieving the mule. Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
Ooh, a drop pod. Okay. Oh. Our dear friend M.U.L. will help us. Okay. You kids behave yourselves. I don't want to hear about any fights. Little pock marks from grenades going off.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Get me out of here. Ah, we're doing great. Cool. Cool. Okay. Okay, getting closer. Might as well, since we're here. Don't mind if I do.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Doop-a-doop.
The mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Deep Rock Galactic thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with or without you.
Radiation chewed through my shields right there.
For the books. Retrieving escape pod.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. Problem free. That's like what? Dangerous difficulty? Difficulty level 3? Without any drama. Yeah. That's good to know. We're getting there. Almost level 10. It's the goal. What we're looking for. Okay. Do I dare try doing a lethal level doing a lethal level mission with the engineer where you gotta kill the big dudes? I don't know how you're supposed to pull that off. Especially with my current equipment. I don't know. Just don't have enough bang bang shoot shoot. I don't know how you would shoot through them all in time. Whenever you were within 4 meters of a teammate, both of you. That's fun. Let's do that. Oh. Reload. I don't really care about that. I'm not even gonna use it in jest, right? Dash maybe? Hover boots maybe? Unstoppable. You know, at least foreseeably useful. at some period in history. Deep pockets. 10 more valuables. More vampires. It's a bug thing. For some reason, loot bugs explode whenever you get within 2 meters of them. It's funny. Kind of useless. But funny. Go with this. New passive perk slot. That's the real one. That's really what you want. I always need that damn gray rock. Alright, I guess that's what we're doing. We're going to get some gray rock. You can give this guy a cool hat or something. Some big sideburns. There you go, look at that. Great work. Okay, yeah. What do I want to do? Something where I get gray rock. How about, how about this? Low oxygen. I wonder what that means. Like a time limit?
Mission selected and locked in. Time to board the drop pod.
I can only guess that it's gonna put like a timer on the level. Alright, off we go. It's funny that the altitude of the drop pod doesn't change when you're in orbit. You'd think it would oscillate at least a little slightly, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It really doesn't matter. Even to someone like me. But it would be a fun detail if it slowly swung up and down by just a tiny margin.
Our objective is liquid morkite, and we're sending in a refinery for you to fill. Get it cranking, and let's pump those deposits dry. Get to work, roughnecks.
I don't know what low oxygen means for my weekend. Sure, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, the refinery's there. I don't know what the oxygen means or what to do about it. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's a wrinkle. I wonder if I can carry like the O2 can around, or if I just need to, if I can only go so far from the base at any given time. And then Bosco's gotta come pick me up. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what other areas will be like highly oxygenated. Okay. And this is at the bottom of a hole. Okay. Wonderful. Extremely good. So I gotta get up there. I guess like digging. There's a purple thing. Okay. The oxygen really does not go very far. This will be an experience, I'm sure. Well, I gotta say, they got some clever people making this game, coming up with these ideas, these little twists. Completely changes the mood of the thing, right? Some of these different modes definitely matter way more than others. Like alterations to the game modes. This is a more dramatic one, that's for sure. If I don't do this, I don't know how I'm getting anywhere. My only hope is that when I put the pump jack down, it's going to provide oxygen too. I can hear you, oxygen go-getter noise. I hear you. Okay. Yeah. I know, breathing's good. We all love it. Good to know that dwarves have to breathe. It's a good lore detail. Okay, let's go find out whether or not, okay.
Request accepted. Stand clear. Pump jack inbound.
O2? No, you're kidding me. Okay. That's what it's gonna be like. I mean, at least having the lines is going to increase my mobility, right? This is a very interesting dynamic. Okay. See if I can run a line through there. It'll let me. Looks like it's even giving me a hand. See if I can straighten this out. You know what? The segment. As long as I can get back through. Do what matters.
A swarm's heading your way. Load up.
Gotta say, Bosco, you did a really bad job. Okay, I even went through that wall. Build this up. Come hang out with me, Bosco. Guy needs bullets. It goes through him quick, eh? Okay, so the reloading is kind of generous. I left the reload animation a little early there, and I was worried that it wasn't going to give it to me, but it did. I don't know if there's special rules here about setting off setting off explosives by pure O2 gas. Auction's really... Pure auction's really explosive, right? Whatever. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It doesn't matter. Okay, okay, okay. Everybody behave yourselves. We have enough nitro for supply drop. That's good. That's great news. The layout of this map is going to make a lot of this stuff a real pain in the butt. Getting pipes through these dumb passages, because, like, realistically speaking, all 3 pipes are going to have to come through here. I guess in some ways it'll make the second half of the mission easier once I get there, but for now it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Oh well. Man, Bosco, you're slacking. You're doing such a bad job. Let's see if I can hold my breath long enough to finish this up.
Great job. First pipeline between pump jack and refinery established.
Okay. Yes, breathing very important. Common salt, salt crystal. On-site refinery. Common salt. Okay. You're doing great, Sentry Gun. Keep it up. Tony Hawk's Pro Dwarf. Do you mind? Okay. Okay, that I overdid a little bit. I finally have a use for this dumb thing. Where even is it? Aha. Honest, this mission is turning out to be a nightmare. This is a real nightmare. How do I get more oxygen? Whoa, okay. Oh, okay, I don't know where the... Oh, there's one over here. Wow. This is a real pain. Basically have to dash my way up there, right? Okay. Get some momentum. Okay.
Contact. We got 4, wait, 6, no, 12. A lot of aliens heading your way. Combat positions. The swarm is here. Jack requested and is inbound.
I tried. I tried. It was brave. This mission blows. This is really hard. This is the layout of the level, the lack of oxygen, all combining to make this kind of a nightmare. G button.
Hang in there. The wave is almost dealt with.
You're almost dealt
Whatever's
with.
left.
Big guy. Whoa. We'll grab this health crystal. Okay. Grab a breath of air. I was trying to be clever. Oh, it's a thing. Thing. Yeah. Save it for the judge. Okay. Okay, so now I gotta do the thing with the pipe. Oof, this is gonna be a chore. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. A little bit of a maze in here. I guess that's just how it goes when you're playing this game. It's a bit of a maze. Okay. I kinda gotta.
Supplies are on the way.
Let's make a baby. What a mess. This is a huge mess. Wow, running out of oxygen already, huh? Goody. What a disaster. Okay. Oh, the supply drop areas have O2. Wonder if it runs out when the all the supplies are used. I didn't consider that. Well, I'll know that. The next one. Okay. What a giant mess. Okay. Great work, Liam. I think I'm trying to do this as poorly as I can. Okay, your oxygen recharges like at the same rate up here as it does when you're by the little station, right? Seems to be the case. I guess this might be the level where it makes sense to drop down supply drops like in advance. Purely on the basis of build this turret here. More of a useful place to station it. Okay, so there's two of those dudes.
Keep fighting, team. You're almost through the wave.
You keep fighting. Chunky. I think if I die again, that's it for Liam's mining adventure. Okay. Our last holdout. Okay, you're dead. Hooray. Congratulations. Yeah, I think the oxygen probably keeps going after the supply drop has been emptied. So what I'm gonna do, keep building this and send a supply drop for this sort of elevated area so that I can go a little further on the first trip. This is silly. Like I'm already out of oxygen. Throw it over here. It's probably not gonna arrive in time, eh? I'm probably gonna take a little bit of hurt here. Yeah. That's bad. That's the level over. That's brutal. Okay, well. I learned a bunch of things about the game modes that are on offer. Man, one, having the pumping station at the very bottom of that tube, the pipe, huge pain. And then running out of oxygen for the first time, and not knowing, learning the hard way, as it were, how that works is a thing. But it's not so, honestly, it's not so bad. Once you know about it, it's like, oh, okay, I have to work around this. Okay, let's do a pump jack one. I want the gray rock. Your boy needs that gray rock. Okay. Okay.
Scanners have located several huge deposits of liquid morkite. To extract it, we're sending in a refinery for you to set up. Locate the wells of liquid morkite, set up pipelines, and pump it all back to the refinery. Good luck, team.
This is already a huge hassle. It's a radioactive body falling on me. Okay, you're nearby. I like that. That's a good trait.
Pump jack requested and is inbound.
Let's cut a pathway through here. Go do that. This is sort of a horrible spot for the sentry, but we'll start. Some good old jump mining. Okay. Okay, there's two. Already this is a zillion times easier.
Pump jack launched. Stay clear from the impact zone.
I promise I will. You know, if I put the sentry gun right there, it's gonna have a good vantage point over a lot of what's happening. Okay. Yeah, the stupid little jerks jumping around. Stupid little jerks jumping all around, getting shot in the face because I hate them. Doo-doo. Okay, let's get over to the big spot. Place we need to be. Gray rock. Ooh, that hurt. Thank you, Bosco. Sure, it's doing great. I don't know the. Yeah. Shoot missiles at it. Please and thank you. Wow. Thing hurts. You think it knows? Okay, so we've got 2 done. Might as well run the pipes because they help with mobility. And I'm sure, as you can imagine, mobility is very useful. Nine is the longest. You can make it. Blocked. With that attitude. I probably could have gone the whole way, but oh well. Okay, this is easier when you don't have to worry about asphyxiating. Turns out. That's just falling from the sky. I'm not too worried. They're taking care of it.
First pump jack connected to refinery and ready to extract.
I really almost shot a grenade at that guy. I don't know what it is that made me reconsider it. Glad I did. Okay, the next one's just right over there. Salt crystal. Look at that loot bug. All the goodies. Good little dwarves. Okay.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
You need to load up. Well, that's exciting.
Combat positions. The swarm is here.
too close. There you go. Yeah, that the layout of the map, or however you want to call that, the zone, the dungeon, the instance, the mine, called mine. The layout of the mine really affects how useful the sentry gun is, right? Whether or not it has an easy vantage point. Okay.
Hostiles are backing down. Finish them.
I'm not backing down is the right word. Doing something, that's for sure. No, thank you. There we go. Not interested in whatever that guy's selling. Okay. I wonder if there's like special cases where the pipeline will go at angles it's not supposed to. Because it told me that this is too, you know, I've had it complained before that pipes are too steep, but they weren't steeper than that was, because that's like 0 degrees. Quite the incline.
Another pipeline established. You just need to set up one more, and then we can start the extraction sequence.
Gotta find it. The key. Tempted, not worth it. Go service the sentry gun. Hey, buddy. Okay, I need a supply drop at some point. Looks like I gotta go up-ish or over-ish. Let's explore over there. It feels more likely. Build me a whole staircase. What we can do. Yeah. Ow. Ready. Okay. Okay, it goes nowhere. Good. What I had hoped. Okay, well, we can cut through this wall. That's something. Maybe up here-ish. Sell some of that. Not that I'm gonna need all this nitro, but okay, there it is. Okay. Finally have a use for this platform gun I'm always complaining about. It was worth carrying around this whole time. Just kidding, it wasn't.
Request accepted. Stand clear. Pump jack inbound.
Okay, getting a pipe in here is going to be an interesting proposition, but hey. You gotta try, right? You gotta try. How am I gonna do it? Key. Gonna kill him with the platform gun.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming. Roger that. Supplies are coming.
Oh, it fell from the ceiling. Oh. Let's get some supplies. So you can reload the sentry gun. Okay. We can hold off for now. Ah, nah.
Wave is almost over.
We got a good opportunity. Might as well take it. Way too long. It does have an arc, but it does shoot remarkably straight. Okay, ugh. Okay, hitting that over there is going to be an interesting challenge, but let's, you know, I'm up for it. Have a can-do spirit, good attitude, rosy disposition, good outlook on life. I can't do it, I give up. I quit. Okay, feels like that's where I'm headed. Locked. What an idea. Okay, and then we're going up here. Doing one of these. Oh, it's the Gallagher special. Stole it from a guy named Gallagher. Okay. Tidy, tidy, tidy. We're getting there. We're getting there. One piece of red rock at a time. Okay. Oh, what fun this will be. Only I had drills for ants. But a stupid character idea. I love it. Okay. I'm sans drill hands though. So. I don't have any drill at all. I just got this pickaxe. Your block. Inside the pipe. Out of my way. Okay. Finally found a use for this stupid platform gun. That one was dead on 9 meters. Where'd you go? Sweet. Oof, it's quite a cable run. We'll make it work though, we'll make it work. There's a big pit in the middle of the level that I haven't gone into yet. I'm sure it's just completely filled with all sorts of junk. At this point. Wrong button. Well, right button. It's the same buttons used for both building pipelines and grinding. How's that for button napping? Okay. Well, definitely earning this one. I should head down there. Sentry also only has 18 bullets left. But yeah, it's been so much more useful this mission just because of the shape of the map has made its placement so good. I don't know what that is over there, but glowy light, but I have to check that out. I think that's an upgrade. Cosmetic upgrade maybe? I forget what they are always, but oh, they also have some like upgrade materials. The light crafting / upgrade system that exists in this game.
All lights read green. Pipelines and pump jacks are all in place, and the liquid morkite is waiting. Return to the refinery and start up the pump sequence.
Okay. This roof is in the wrong spot. How dare you? Get out of my way, roof. inconsiderate. Platform gun isn't so good at going at down, is it? Yeah, there's one of those upgradey dudes. This is a mess. I'm sure I could have done this easier. I was a fool to trust the platform gun.
Swarm on a direct intercept course. Get ready.
Hey there, Bob. How's it going? I'm platforming. This game's a platformer. Get it? Oh, I missed. I saw a shiny light and got distracted.
Incoming. Smoke him if you got him.
How are you doing? Oh, cool. How's the gardening going? Are you still growing a million billion things? Update terrain scanner. Interesting. I'll have to look at my terrain scanner and see what's changed. Okay, that's a bad one.
Good news, team. The wave is thinning out.
Garden's doing good, yeah. Oh, okay. With your giganto cable. With your 6-meter long extension. Exactly, nice. Sweet! Is the extension cable everything you've ever dreamed of? Is it what if video games were long? These dudes are tough. Like, they don't really seem to mind being shot in the face all that much. I think the shotgun there does absolutely nothing. Shotgun here, though, pretty good. Nice. What PS2 game are you playing? What PS2 version do you have as well? The PlayStation 2 Slim is, like, I think one of my favorite consoles of all time. Okay, so there's a little plus sign there. Maybe we have to go dig out the plus. Let's try it. PlayStation 3 I thought was sinfully ugly. Oh, you need the USB ports? That's fair, yeah. Oh, baby. That was close. Yeah, totally. That makes sense. I never really had need for those things. I just wanted to play some mostly PS1 games. If we're being quite honest. But it's good that it does both, right? There you go. Funny how it goes, eh? I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of good stuff in the PS2 era for sure, but I don't think it was like the same astronomical leap forward that me, rest in peace, Walper, will get you home. What does that mean? Claim loot. What did I just get? New cosmetic and recovered Colossus. Okay. That's fun. But yeah, when I think about like the PlayStation, like especially considering, you know, like Super Nintendo to PlayStation or whatever, I think it's a big jump. Big boost. The quantum leap in gaming. Actually, though. So I feel. The other one is like the Game Boy to the Game Boy Advance is huge. And then again from the Game Boy Advance to the DS. Nice. Oh, on the PS2. Gotcha. I get you. I see what you're doing. I see what the racket you're running. The nonsense you got going on.
The refinery is attracting the bugs. Hold the line while the pump sequence continues.
I ordered an e-ink, like an e-reader today that I'm pretty excited about. Is an e-reader a console? Is an e-reader a console for books? You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting to get one for years and years and years, but the ones with the size of display that I was looking for were just too expensive. The SNES runs a bit slow on the PS2. It'd be interesting. I'm sure there's some games that you could play. The only downside is like the refresh rate, right? I mean, there's other downsides. There's no colors. You know, let's be reasonable here. But, oh, what is wrong then? But yeah, no, I'm excited. As I say, I wanted to get one for a long time, but for my uses, what I'm mostly going to be reading on it are actually like textbooks. And there's nothing worse than trying to read a big full textbook on a piddly little screen, right? Oh, it's all the way back here. I'm just exciting like that.
Well done. All pipelines are fixed.
Getting pumped about reading textbooks. But yeah, like for example, the Game Boy development manual looks like total trash on a small, like 6-inch e-reader. You just can't make anything out. But yeah, I bet my sentry gun is out of ammo. We gotta babysit this thing.
Pump sequence at 75%. Keep the pipelines running at all costs.
Alright, sounds good.
Pipeline jammed. See to it.
I really like e-ink displays. Maybe I'm just a weird nerd, but I really like the way they look. Maybe I need to make this happen. I needed to design the e-ink display console. I guess there's some e-ink displays now that are like have red. They're black and red. Ooh, two colors. But they're like wicked expensive. Okay. Mostly wanted that dude. Yeah, I think it's really neat. I like how energy efficient it is, right? Because once the screen is drawn, it's like basically, you know, it's on there in the same way that like ink is on a page of paper, right? It's just magnetic ink, sort of. It's, you know, a little hand wavy, but you know what I mean. We're not really here having a technical discussion about the technology per se. Get out of here, dumb bug.
Pipeline repaired, but other pipelines are still
Yeah, I guess like the biggest thing that you would have trouble with if you were trying to run games on a situation like that is just the refresh rate, right? Like, you know, you talk about people who are pushing 60 frames per second gaming or whatever, right? Well, a lot of those displays will do like 3 frames a second.
all pipelines fixed and operational again.
It just depends on the type of game you're playing, right? Because there's lots of games that are very slow paced that don't need a screen redraw 60 times a second.
Brace yourselves. There's a big group of incoming enemies. The pumps are working as fast as they can. Keep it up.
I'm sure it would favor more like story-based games with a lot of reading. Tetris on slow would work for sure. But I think something like a turn-based strategy game
Hit the return button on the refinery to send the goods
or like a tactics game could work fine.
drop pod to get you out.
Yeah, board games. Now you're getting it.
Bonus will be transferred to your accounts on mission completion.
Sentry is getting a lot of use. See you guys. Leave me alone. I'm an engineer.
Hang in there. Supplies are
I kind of regret putting the...
well done.
I'm in trouble.
Rocket is returning to orbit. We're sending in the drop pod to get you out. Hang tight.
That's sort of a bad spot to put the resupply, but yeah, board games would work great. The other thing that's nice about
Departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
e-ink displays is that they have that depth to them. That there's dimension to it, right? In the same way that there's like a difference in like stroke depth in when you're working with like actual pen and paper. Okay, this sucks. I see what the game did, and I don't appreciate it. Okay. This happened to me last time. Extremely high contrast. So But there's some things that it's like really suitable for, right? You want to talk about displays where pixels look good, right? But you can make use of that with the stylus, right? The touch controls. I don't know if you want to intentionally play touch control games, but this is terrible. I think this is actually
Drop pod departing in T-minus 1 minute.
so bad. Like, what am I supposed to be doing here?
Drop pod departing in 30 seconds.
Oh, the jank. The jank.
10 seconds to take off.
The jank. Ugh. That was all in just where I put the drop pod. What ended up happening is there's that little cavity in the map where I did put that collectible, and then as a result, it also put when the drop pod dropped, it selected that as like the valid place to extract from. So the ramp was passing through the little loopy blue thing that the pump jacks go on, which you can't actually mine through. That's what happened. We're going back. I need a redemption run.
The chariot awaits, gentlemen. Move out.
But yeah, I could see you playing the game interestingly on a touch screen like that, using a pen, right? Where the depth of touch matters and whatnot. I can definitely see a game where like it's a tactics game or like a dudes on a map strategy game where you're controlling things by circling stuff and drawing X's and giving commands that way rather than like mouse clicks.
So we're sending in a refinery for you to fill. Set the whole thing up, get it cranking, and let's pump those deposits dry.
Holy Lord, already? Excuse me? Holy God. Oh, it's that thing. All right. Off to a great start. Okay. You guys have got to stop. Okay, we need a place to put the turret. Feel like right here is gonna work for me. Just great. Anything, it's definitely something I'm interested in. Where my mind went immediately was like, what kind of processor does this does this thing use? Could I learn the assembly language for it? You know what I mean? It's fun to get there though. I think out of everything, messing with hardware is the thing I liked the most. Enjoyed about learning how to program. We shall see what I come up with. I'm sure with time it'll only get easier too, right? Learn more, get better at it, come up with cooler tricks. Pick stuff up faster. Yes, please. Okay, I can already see one of them. I might as well just start the pipe over there. Gonna need to head up here. Get the nitro boy. Go get him. Go get him. That'll be interesting. But I'm looking forward to it. The other thing is I'm starting to feel like I'm getting eye strain from working on a computer all day and then playing computer games. Feel like getting a e-ink play is gonna be good for me. Because the other thing is, like, these days with e-readers or whatever, you can put them in like target display mode and just use them as a monitor. So you know what? Cool. Okay. What's over here? Nothing good. The other thing, yeah, the other thing that those displays are good for is coding, right? You don't need a high frame rate while you're writing code. You can program on them. You don't ruin your brains doing it. Anyways, that's the hope, right? I've been looking at, I'm looking into these for a long time. Maybe like 4 years or so. I've been shopping around for something. And nothing either made sense price-wise or yeah, the format wasn't quite right or whatever, so I don't know, I'm kind of nerding out, I guess, but that's fine. We all know what's going on here. I didn't even call the thing down. That'll help.
Hump jack requested and is inbound.
Oh, there was this nice slope there the whole time.
Swarm incoming. Get through it fast. We're on a tight schedule here.
You're on a tight schedule. Okay. There's so many resources in this area. It's kind of nuts. We're gonna have Bosco busy for a while.
Contact! Lock and load!
It's like 0 damage. Yeah, anyways, I want to see things for a long time, you know? I would like to keep being able to see.
Supply drop has been
I think it'll be a good.
on the way.
I think it's going to be good. Yeah, realistically speaking, this coming year is going to put me on a computer more than ever. And if it's already been kind of bugging me, it's only going to get worse, right? So.
Hostiles are backing down. Finish them.
I guess there's another one right there. It's just gone. I didn't even see the flying guy ragdoll. It just disappeared. It hid into the next dimension. Okay. I guess I'll finish building this one. Why not? Why not? Why not? Mm-hmm. Great work, Bosco. Down the roof goes. Up the roof goes? A little both, I guess. Parts of the roof are coming down, and subsequently, the roof as a structure going up.
Great job. First pipeline between pump jack and refinery established.
Oh yeah, baby. God help me.
Pump jack launched. Stay clear from the impact zone.
Okay. Will do. Go mine that gold. Okay. Can I grab it from here? Really not. That's okay. Shields come back. Go down and grab all this stuff. That's actually quite bad. Okay. Okay. Survive that encounter. All the gold. Speaking of which, I kind of would like it if the pump jacks that were not connected yet still made a noise. I find it helpful for figuring out where to go. I don't know if other people use 3D audio in quite that way, but I always find it really helpful. I mean, like in real life, you use your ears a tremendous amount to help your way through 3D space, right? They give you so much information about what a room is shaped like, where things are coming from. You know, it's not even just a matter of like where the noises are, but like you can hear the noises reflect around the room, and that lets your brain know like the size of the room, the shape of the room, what the room is made out of. Extremely helpful information. Magic glowy crystal. Trying to make my life a little easier here in a second. Oh. My dude. Okay. Nope, no rocket launcher. Drop this off. Do that.
We got a hell of a blip heading your way, team. Get ready.
I believe it. That sentry gun is loaded. They were very kind to allow the pipes to go through each other.
The swarm is upon you.
Good, I'm doing great. How you doing, Dark Six? Just, you know, trying to earn a living. The bottom of this mine. I got so many dwarven mouths to feed. Oh god. Do not want. I know you're there. I haven't forgotten about you. I promise.
The wave is almost over. Wipe out what's left.
Started your shift? Sweet. Hope you have a good one. Anything new today? Did they make you do the you have to do the lunch shift instead? You gotta cook for everybody? The cook got fired and now everybody has to take turn making lunch. Alright, I get it. Everyone's really excited to see me. Okay. I think you do a good job, though. Your Twitter feed is any indication. Yeah, exactly. You're not firing the cook. Keep the cook. Kiss the cook, even. As the saying goes. Too steep. Not with attitude. It's fun. Yeah, one of the things I like the most about working from home is getting to cook. Making lunch every day. Making stuff from scratch. Eating well. Saving that money. Living healthy. Trying out new recipes. Gaining a skill, right? All great things. Get out of my way, rock. What are you doing down here, rocks? Good place for a rock to be. Everything's so red. There we go. We're getting through. Well then I guess promote the cook, right? Go from sous chef to super chef. Okay, that's done. Build this out. Get my pipeline empire going. Do you have any games that you like, Tark6, that you play with a touchscreen or with a stylus? That you think make good use of it? That don't just make it as like a mouse? Or like just another way to hit a button? Yeah, that's fair. I guess mobile games like the 3DS and the Wii U are where that happens.
Second pump jack connected. You're almost there.
Excuse me. You mind, Mr. Monster? Okay, where's the last one? Yeah, that's fair. No, I'm just curious. Been thinking about it. About touchscreens, if we're keeping them. Oh, it's behind me. Well, la-ti-da. Would you look at that? Okay, awkward, but it's not far, so that's something. I'm sure there's been other touchscreen things, like the Leapfrog Lily Pad or whatever. iPad games or whatever. That stuff. I feel like mobile touch control enthusiasts and VR people are like the same people, and they just don't know it. You know what I'm saying?
Request accepted. Stand clear. Pump jack inbound.
But how clear do I need to stand? No, not that clear. Okay. The peripheral. The input devices. that weird Steam controller that everyone loved and used because it revolutionized gaming. A revolution no one asked for. Controllers we have are good if we like using them. And they support the genres of games we have. It's tough. You gotta try new things in order to make advancements, right? Come on. I guess that's the other way you can do it, is you can just spam it. I made this too steep.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
Play with you shortly. Yes. Spamming the button does indeed work good. Oh no, not goo guy. Get me over there. Didn't just spend any time hanging around out there. Okay, that's rude. You're so gross. They're casually ignoring this fight. We got better stuff to do.
The wave is significantly diminished. Well done, team.
There's some of this stuff. Yellow rock. Leave me alone. Right, this is the first one I did where I went the hard way for no good reason. Gold. Oh, gotta fill up on gold. We'll come back. Health. Health is what I can use. Sweet. The old red sugar. That was a big one. I got some other grenades, I might as well grab them. Okay, here we go, here we go. I don't have to deal with the dumb oxygen thing, so we're in much better shape. Okay. Go up this way if we can. Spam it. Spam, spam, spam. Too sharp. Okay. Apparently the pipeline is too sharp of a dresser. Way too formal for this occasion. Dress down a bit, why? Wearing some sneakers.
All lights read green. Pipelines and pump jacks are all in place, and the liquid morkite is waiting. Return to the refinery and start up the pump sequence.
Oh baby. Let's do it. I'm really doing it. Hey, little buddy.
The liquid morkite is being extracted. Refinery and all pump jacks are working at full capacity. Be warned, the noise will draw in the locals, so stay on your toes and do what you can to protect and maintain the equipment.
Okay.
Incoming wave.
I'm full up on gold already. Wow, look at all the gold in there. Well, we're coming back to that.
Liquid morkite is being extracted. Pump sequence at 25%.
Sweet. Good work, everybody. Everyone's getting promoted to cook.
The pipelines are leaking. Get on it. Get them fixed.
You're leaking. The amount of sass I have to put up with from this disembodied voice. There's still so much gold there. Amazing. Okay, let's go, dudes and dudettes. Work from home mining. You don't know what's underneath my house. Could be anything. I like that idea. It's very dangerous. It's also like, I don't know if you know much about mines, but they're not too safe. There tends to be a lot of bad chemicals. Can't imagine living right over top of that is any good. What's this, 3? Strip 3 to the gold pile? I wonder what the most gold I've brought back from a mission is. Curious about the stats. Okay, that's pretty much the last of it.
Pipeline repaired, but other pipelines are still malfunctioning.
Shorty, the little short little guy, still busted. Oh yeah, that's tough. Sorry to hear that.
Morkite is running again. Keep up the good work. We'll be done in no time.
I don't have any miners in my direct family, but I have friends who do. And yeah, it's bad. Bad for your lungs, especially.
Pump sequence 50%. Keep all systems running.
Even just working underground like that, right? And even if you're not mining anything, it's not tremendously the best. There's a lot of weird stuff down there, right? Like a whole different world down there.
Pump sequence at 75%. You're doing good. Malfunction along the pipeline. Maintenance crew, to work.
I hope it just doesn't give me some stupid drop drop pod location again and gets me murdered. As this game has been doing for the last few missions. There's like whoopsies, and then there's like the ramp is inside of an unminable object. Okay. Maybe you don't procedurally generate that per se. Good old combat shotgun. Yeah, I won't be mining from home. Do you hear about that American company that's planning on using decommissioned Ukrainian nuclear power plants to do Bitcoin mining?
The refinery is attracting the bugs. Hold the line while the pump sequence continues.
What a world. Wow, that's gonna hurt.
Excellent work, miners. All liquid morkite has been processed and the cargo rocket is fully loaded.
Cargo.
All systems are go. Just press the launch button.
Alright, don't screw me over, video game. Not this time. Alright, where's the derp ship? You son of
Well
a...
done. Cargo rocket is returning to orbit. We're sending in the drop pod to get you out. Hang tight.
I hate those things. Oops, that's not what I meant. Okay.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Alright, at least I can get there. Jeez. Whoa, Lord. Okay. That was fun. No, don't fall to your death. Grab the ledge. Alright, we're getting out of here.
Extraction commencing. Good work.
Redeemed. I don't think that other level was impossible with the placement of the ramp, but I think like with 2 minutes worth of notice, you can't really dig that way. Because you have to like carve out an entire route through the rock in order to go around the fact that the ramp is passing through an unminable object. Like, it's a bit of an ask. I should think so. But hey, oh well. It's part of the fun. I think part of the fun about games like this is the jank, right? So many star points. Unstoppable. None of these I really care about that much. I want that new massive perks, new passive house. I said massive, new massive perks. No, passive one. Hidden senses. See you in hell. Sure. Let's get the. Can't afford. What a jerk. What a jerk. Okay. Do it. Let's upgrade Stubby. Voltaic SMG thing. Yeah. Let's do this. I want that cool handgun. SMG. Submachine gun? Is that what that stands for? I'm not much of a gun nut. More magazine. Faster reloading. We don't really care. In either case, we're not going to bother. Hardened round, stun. Hit them so hard they can't recover. Less ammo, less damage, less range. Hopefully there'll be another opportunity to upgrade the number of sentries you can get later. 30. Armor breaking. Let's go stun. Platform gun I've just been completely ignoring. Rated edge, shockwave. Better weak balance. Yeah, faster charge is good. The power attack is really useful. So the more the better. High velocity. I don't really care about that. Incendiary compound. They don't really do a good job of breaking armor anyways. Plus 500% to armor breaking. That's a boost right there. Hazmat. Sure. Less poison, sounds good to me. I'm into it. Go get a hat. Bigger mustache. I did it. Okay. Point extraction. Let's do it. We're gonna extraction the point. I guess there's that game Drawn to Life. I never played. And there's like Kirby's Air Ride or whatever, where you draw the rails that Kirby runs around on. I think about other interesting touchscreen games. It moved my seat. I was sitting over there before. Peculiar. Eee.
Our scanners have picked up a massive deposit of a quark. We're sending you in alongside a heavily armed lifter to get as many out as possible. We're picking up extreme biosigns in the area, so keep it snappy. Quarks can be extracted from the walls. Search for a blue shimmering light. Get it done, team.
Oh, that's bad. Stop running. Okay. As you were. These levels are way easier when you have Bosco, because he does all the work. For real. Then you make him just fly back to you here in the... right. You just kick around. Right, he just brings it back and you go, thanks. And you're like, hey Bosco, do this work. Alright, sick. I'm down. Two more. 3 more. Oh Lord. Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Bosco, come and peel my dead body off the ground. Thank you. Okay, go get that one. Did I get it? Even get the flower before I fell to my death? I almost hit that thing with a grenade. That would have been a bad choice. Yeah, you get this kind of silliness sometimes. The platforms like cut through the level geometry in awkward ways. I'm sure they have it like 99% good, and getting like the remaining 1% would be like so expensive in terms of development time. They're just not gonna do it. I can respect. Hard truth of game development, right? And I guess that's the case with developing any product. The real costs in manufacturing come when you have tolerances, right? Because it's like if you have a company that makes like sweaters or whatever, and you don't particularly care how much, like how many arms each sweater has, you know, you can make sweaters pretty cheap. Everything you make ends up as a viable product, right? It's when you have to throw away a certain percentage of your product because it doesn't meet the specification. Like the design tolerances. So things get wicked expensive. Hate it when they move. Wish they didn't move. Okay, okay. Those are actually 2D. They're just made to look 3D. That's interesting. Either that or they're just extremely thin 3D models. Okay, let's go get some more ammo in my sentry gun. I think I was on my way to do that earlier. And put it in a slightly more useful spot right here. It was a little bit of a better vantage point, a better outlook on life. Okay, Bosco's doing all the hard work for me, which is good. I don't really care to or want to, particularly. Give the sentry gun some better sight lines here. It's all about taking care of your home. Nearby sounds of distress. Alright, Bosco, come on. Quit slacking. Thank you. And now... what is happening? Now, go... yeah, there's one like right there. Go do that one. I don't know if I put the sensor in the right, or the laser thingy in the right spot, but hey. Start. I have a... E? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they... yeah, good job, Bosco. Look at you. You're working so hard. Okay. Gimme. 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 Come on. Get over here. Thank you. Okay. Bosco is incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. Yeah, like getting the hang out of how to make use of Bosco, like, changes this game entirely. They really did give you a good single-player companion. Okay. Oops. No, bad dwarf. Ugh. Okay. At this nightmare. Oh, it's the one of them survived the... great work, Bosco.
Swarm, it's a big one, team.
Survived all of them. Whatever. I'm all washed up. I get it. It's a greed trap. The health is right next to the very horrible monster. Okay, I get it. You don't like being shot in the face. Relatable. Relatable. I don't have enough nitro, eh? No, I really don't even close to have enough nitro. Okay, it's an interesting revelation. Could have sworn there was a bunch nearby. Speak of the devil. Okay, don't mind that. That's good. Bunch of spots there. Okay. There we go. Starting to look a little better. Right there. I think I hear one of those annoying rolly dudes. Blue. Shiny and blue. Okay, 19 away. Load this dumb thing. I'm in distress. Okay, let's do more. I guess we only need one more after this. Get to this guy. Bosco. Go get the nitra. Five weirdo flowers away. Okay, I have no idea where the nitro ended up falling. But I can send Bosco on another errand. Over here. Or not. Or maybe. There you go. Okay. I'm the engineer. I don't really do a lot of fighting. I just let my toys do it for me. Okay, let's go, Bosco. Go to this dump. Still don't have enough for a supply drop though. Kind of running out of bullets.
Well done, you got them all. Hit the launch controls to return the mine head. We'll send in the escape pod.
I'm into it. I don't really want to be here for long.
Mine head launched. We're picking up heavy activity in your vicinity, so hold the line until the escape pod arrives.
Okay. I like that the sentry gun starts firing as soon as you start reloading it. There's no waiting around for that. I don't know. It just feels good. It might not be fully reloaded. You might have to stick around for a little longer, but you're not just like left waiting for it to save you. Okay, we found the remaining nitra. Hopefully it'll fall down somewhere I can reach it. Looks like the answer is kind of no. Okay. Oh, there's the nitra.
Drop pods on the way. Hang in there.
Holy Lord. Oh, I can't even deposit the nitra.
Drop pod has arrived. Clock is ticking. All up to you, team.
Indeed.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Okay. We're getting out of here. Okay, I'm officially out of bullets. Yeah, I'm doomed.
Departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
I can't get revived. All those times I fell to my death. I'm such a fool. This is entirely avoidable. I rushed it. What a fool I was. Yeah, I should have just waited to hit the button in order to get that nitro so I could have healed myself. But I was like, nah. We're good. We weren't good. We were very bad. Okay, well, I won't be deterred. It's just bad decision making. Okay. Doing it. We're just getting in there. Tap that dice. Oh, baby. What a world. What a world. Bad decision making. Yourself killed. I definitely had a moment where I realized I was screwed. Oh yeah, I'm boned. The mistake I keep on making in these levels is I just need to drop the turret like right away, because you always get rushed right at the beginning. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. It seems so obvious.
We've detected an area filled with the quarks, and you get to bring them all back. Search for a blue shimmering light and extract the quark from within the walls.
I don't know that I've been in an ice zone yet.
Heavy resistance, so the lift has been equipped with heavy armaments, but keep focused. It's about the goods.
Okay. Someone's got shock attack. What a mess. What the hell is this? Oh, it's those jerks. Okay. Weird. Okay, come on, Bosco. Come hang out over here. What God's greeners is that? Oh, they're everywhere. That's a good hit. Is there something spawning them over there? Or is that just like their favorite place to hang out? Go get the nitra. Go get it. I like how there's just like this. Does it stay there forever, or? I think is weird. Level's already super aggressive. I guess the turret ammunition stuns now, right? Go get it. Sweet. Where's the thing? I don't know where the thing is. I'll find it though. Now I've got my battery. Ready to go. Quit being a dummy, Bosco. Give it. Give it here. Thank you. Bitter gem. How do you know it's bitter?
Incoming. Smoke him if you got him.
You say so. Go collect some nitra. Oh, the battery's making that noise. That makes a lot more sense. Based on what I was experiencing. A lot of bitter gem. Okay. Let's go find the receiver-y thing for the battery back. Or some more nitro. Either way. Both things are good. Some gold. These guys don't seem to mind the cold. Some hearty bugs. Gold full. Okay. Looks like we'll do fine for nitro in this one. Yeah. Come back, Bosco. Okay. Go there. I want to find the other battery. Where's that at? I love reloading. I'm one of those players who just never stops reloading their gun in these games. I don't really care about the gold that much. Head up here. Green stuff. Make this a little easier. Great work, Bosco. Okay. Looks fun over there. Okay, it looks like battery thingy isn't done in this raised area. Okay. Go looking elsewhere. There's somewhere in that little nook down there. Don't know exactly what to call that geographic feature. Some ceiling gold. Lead me, 3D audio. Lead me.
Contact. Lock and load.
You look annoying. Okay, get some supplies. Somewhere where they won't be in the line of fire. My turret position I quite like. Oop. Okay, that's aggressive. I get it, you're a big scary monster. You want everyone to pay attention to you. Okay. Okay. Very interesting ideas you all have. Okay. I just really want to find my battery, yeah? Is it up there? Let's just go digging. We'll discover things as we go, I'm sure. Reedy audio says we're getting closer. Hello. Bosco, you're such a wiener. Who hit me? Weird, okay. I'm so puzzled by this. I don't know where this thing is. Usually they're not that hard to find. Okay. Got my head stuck in the ceiling somehow. Fix that. Happen again. What is even happening in my life? Okay, I don't know where this thing's coming from. I feel like my mind's playing tricks on me. Like, from what I can hear, it sounds like it's directly in front of me. But it can't be. Maybe it's slightly below. I can't fight this fight here. I get myself eaten. Guess we're safe. Yeah, I don't know where the other battery is. It's really weird. I don't know. These things happen. The old resupply. I'm almost out of everything. Very dramatic scenery. Okay. What are you doing, bud? Okay, let's go back to mining. Okay. I have no idea what the deal is with the battery, but we're just gonna look elsewhere. Gonna do other things. Hopefully as I explore more, we'll discover something. Something eye-opening. Shows us the world of tomorrow. I think I've been here before. Shows me the world of yesterday. Yeah, I was like, okay, thank you, Bosco. Jeez, look at you. What a sweetheart. Okay, let's go back. Okay, where can I explore? You guys go up the ridge. I've only been going downwards, right? I mean, just because the weird battery machine drops have been in a similar layout in the past doesn't mean it'll be like that forever, right? Yeah. Great work, Bosco. Visibility really drops, eh? Okay. I mean, not that I need the nitro that bad, but if you're here, Bosco, you might as well go mine it. My dude's flossing. Just in time, Bosco. Thank you. Okay.
Swarm? I repeat, swarm!
I'll stay with me then. It's getting close. There's a big explosion fire guy over there. Take the barley bulb. I feel like I got myself into trouble. Okay, I got no bullets, so that's not a good choice. We're gonna head down. Taking that with me. That one's mine, I found it. I get to keep it. Law of the jungle. Okay. That was a good throw. Holy Lord. Okay. Whee! Oh. I thought it was gonna send me flying through the air like in the sand levels. Different theme. Okay. Where haven't we looked yet? I can hear it. Is it up there, maybe? Why is it dark all of a sudden? Or I've been up here before. Oh, that's gonna hurt. It's happening again. It's happening again. Oh, I'm such a dummy. It's happening again. Agreed. It's taking over. I definitely got into the spirit of the game, though. There's the last two I need.
Swarm, it's a big one, team.
Okay, we're gonna hang out for a bit then. Before advancing the game state one more time. Goodbye. Oh, you already did. I was trying to be cool. Oh, there it is. I see it, finally. Jeez. It was driving me nuts. That was close. This isn't quit. Getting low on ammo, eh? Okay. Do this battery thing and leave. E. I mean, you did the gravity animation, you just didn't do the gravity. Why are there so many of you? Every time I try to go up here, I see. Correlation, causation. I'm 3D platforming my buns off. Like, actually, though, every time I try to go over there, I get mobbed. What's going on? I'm just feeling stubborn at this point. What is up? I want the thing. Do not deny me. Yeah, I guess the other thing is I haven't found the actual device you're supposed to put them in yet, so I should just get out of here. Okay. Here's the last shiny rock I need.
Objective completed. Launch controls are active and awaiting your input. Let's bring it home, team. Minehead launched. We're picking up heavy activity in your vicinity, so hold the line until the escape pod arrives.
Still up there. Okay. Now, where is the dumb machine? Usually it's like equidistant between the... the two batteries, right? I want this pickup so bad. There's three of them. Go, Gadget Bosco. There's a fourth.
Keep it together. Drop pods en route.
What stupid place is gonna put the drop pod now? There are so many bad guys.
Drop pod arrives and waiting for takeoff.
You have 3 minutes.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Okay. At least I can get there, jeez. Or can I? The ramp is in the worst possible spot. I'm getting mobbed. This always happens. Okay. Get my shields back up and we'll take another approach.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
Get up there, you idiot. Game always does this. It always puts the ramp in the worst spot. The worst spot. I'm sure at times they had versions of the game where the ramp went in better spots and they were like, nah, let's keep this. It's more exciting. Jeez. Well, I made it out of there. What a video game. What a video game. Good times.
Assignment mission completed.
Hooray! Mission completed. I guess we can always just. I could if I was so inclined, the sort of person to do so. Just throw on like walk in the park mode. But I wouldn't do that. I'm a fool. I'm a not sensible person. No, we'll do one. That's not on dangerous mode. Let's go low risk. Just enjoy a walk in the park.
Welcome to the drop pod team. Mission is ready.
Just a nice stroll in the daisies. Walking around the meadow. Picking up the forget-me-nots. Thank you, Tarxix. I let my best judgment get the best of me. I did the things that wouldn't get me murdered horrifically. Running around the meadows, picking up all those forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young.
A previous crew lost their mini-mules, their drop pod, and their lives in this cave. Find and repair the lost mules, get the drop pod...
I wonder if I'll ever get to play a mission that has mini-mule.
Expect heavy infestation, and try not to mess it up like your former colleagues.
I want a mini-mule. I've never gotten killed by the drop pod taking off, but I assume you can. Seems like the exact sort of thing they would do in this game is have the drop pod as it leaves. Remember how you get you murdered. Okay. Anything fun down here? No, not really. Wow, car ownership. Man, listen to the sounds of that car ownership. Great work, everyone. I don't know if you can hear that on mic, but somebody just revved the engine on their vehicle. Outdoors. Presumably on the road, but I can't tell you that for sure. Okay. Gotcha. You make me feel so young. You make me feel like there's songs to be sung, and a bell to be rung, and a wonderful thing to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, you kinda make me feel the way I do today, because you make me feel so young. I guess Bosco, you can do dirt duty while I explore. Oh, here we are. Here we are. This is what we're looking for. Scan for legs. How about scan for turret? Oh wow, they just do like a zillion less damage also. So there's less of them. They do less damage. Whoa, okay. Getting kind of serious in here. Yeah, because one of these spitball invectors things used to deal, like on the last difficulty level we're on, it did 50% health. Like, it really knocked you down. You get hit by one of those things twice, and then you were dead. Quite a contrast. Where are you? Please, Bosco. I found a leg. Ugh, I hate those rolly dudes. They're wicked annoying. Leg 2. I mean, obviously I should expect that. Easy mode is easier than hard mode. But it's interesting to see the vectors through which they impact that change, right? It's not just damage, it's not just health, it's not just all these other things. It's in all directions. Oh, mini mule. When will you ever learn? Maxi mule? Is that how that works? The taxonomy of a mule. The shadow of your smile. Okay. Other leg. Legless machine. Meat leg. The shadow. Oh yeah? That one sounds spicy. Yeah, there's legs here. Leg hole. Alright, Bosco, you know what to do. It's like I'm invincible. Like, there's a whole part of the game I don't need to play. La 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 la. Walking through the radiation. It doesn't really matter.
Well done. Mule repaired.
Thank you. Hit button. Button go.
The mules are heading back. Follow them and let's get that drop pod fixed. Remember,
Okay.
always deposits on the side of the drop pod.
Always. Okay, well, I'll count on that. Did I discover anything cool in here? Doesn't look like it. Just dumb stuff.
All mules secured. Now to get the pod working. First, establishing a proper connection between the pod and the space rig. Set up the uplink.
I'll go. What do? Oh. Oh, that's the Windows button. That's not used in the video game at all. Good looking rock texture. See a lot of it. Okay, dig up, Liam, dig up. There we go. Hooray, I found it. Down we get. Down we get. A nice little staircase. Loot bugs. Great work, everyone. Hammer, hammer, hit with the hammer. Everybody likes hammers. Boom, boom,
Triangulation initiated. Do not leave the triangulation zone or we will lose the connection. We only got one shot at this.
You only got one shot to not miss Mom Spaghetti.
Supplies are on the way.
Spaghetti, spaghetti.
Triangulation at 50%.
Oops, that's not what I meant. Go back. Wow. There was like one. Wow, I did 50% damage from all the way over here with a shotgun.
Triangulation at 75%. Almost there.
I wonder if I do less damage or if they have more health. Or if it matters. If there's any meaningful distinction between the two. Go mine nitro for no particular reason.
Uplink triangulation completed. Remote control reestablished. Stand by. Sending in fresh fuel cells for the drop pod.
Hooray! Fuel cells! Wow, this is so much easier. That sound I love. The sound of Greed Trap.
Fuel cells have arrived. Get them connected to the drop pod.
I have to go for the Greed Trap. In my nature. Greed Trap, Greed Trap, Greed Trap, Greed Trap. What's way over there? We're doing it! Greed Trap, Greed Trap. Oh, look, it's Cave Bro. Everyone's favorite. There you go, Cave Bro. I give you a gift of rockets. Greed Trap, Greed Trap, Greed Trap. That's a bit of a fall. You know what I'm gonna do? Well, you know that's something. Okay. Greed Trap, Greed Trap. What a great Greed Trap it'll be. It's bed geese. Okay. Okay, I guess I can head in here. And then maybe it looks like I can just dig right downwards. Yeah. Hunting we shall go, hunting we shall go. Hi-ho the dairy-o, hunting we shall go. Gonna get the greed, hunting for greed. I'm really greedy, gonna get murdered by aliens. Boom boom. This game could definitely use some 90s Super Nintendo jams. Bloody Greenbeard met his end here. Topsoil defender. Okay. There's an indoor pearl. I'm into that. Oh, this is just the armor. Okay, it's fine. I'm into it. Greed trap. Greed trap. Okay. What a great greed trap that was. Get a round of applause for greed trap, everyone. Okay, as I use platform gun a little bit more, I'm learning some more ways to use it, which is definitely making improving my estimation of its worth. That's something. I'll need 2 more Ebo nuts in order to get the big Ebo prize. But I think we won't bother. Unless it's like right here. Ebos? Anyone got any Ebos? No, we're good? Okay, yeah. Let's just get out of here. Deep core, 40mm grenades. Something launcher. PGL, propelled grenade launcher. PGL stand for purple gnome launcher. Where do power go? Did I go the exact wrong way? That would be a very lame thing to do. Hooray!
Fuel cells connected to drop pod. Prepare the fuel cells for charge sequence.
You say so. I will hit it with a hammer. And absolutely 0 enemies for the attack me. It's easy mode. It's an easy mode. Press E to video game.
Fuel cells charging. Stay close to keep them operational. We're expecting an increase in hostiles.
Press E to video game. Wow, look at them spin. They must be fancy. Maybe if I spin around them, they'll go faster, right? Because gravity
50%.
will pull them around in a circle quicker. That makes tons of sense. Maybe if I rotate my monitor on its side, 90 degrees, the bar will fill faster because gravity will help pull it downwards. Video games, video games. Okay. I don't even see the monsters before they're dead. Wow. That was not even a hit at the back, and he got killed in 3 grenades. Rather than the other guys, where he hit him in the back 4 times with a grenade and they're not dead. Grenade.
Supply drop has been ordered and is on the way.
Video games.
Cells fully charged. Drop pod engine powering up. Hold your ground. We're almost ready to pull you and the goods out.
Okay. Just plain old missed.
Pod reactor spooling up.
Spooling up the pod reactor. It's fun and also mandatory.
Onboard mainframe booting.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, onboard reactor.
Calculating orbital trajectory.
I bet that text is fun to write. Like the nonsense. Science-a-majigs.
Powering radiation shielding.
Reticulating spleens. Spines, sorry. I gotta defend myself from
Decom operational.
these ones of enemy. Oh, using a grenade to kill one single former. It's overkill.
Drop pod powered up and ready to leave. It's time to bring it all home. Get on board. We're leaving with or without you.
Okay, I'm into that. Oh, I gotta leave soon. Alright, well, I'll miss the friends I made along the way. But you know, every job comes to an end at some point. Hey, it counts. Technically a mission. That's right. Good job, engineer. You have the fluffiest beard of all. Got a fluffy beard. We can make up all these dumb songs.
You're making good progress. Just complete one more mission and you have secured yourself a new weapon license.
Cool. Seems spicy. 2 more points. Wow. Cool. Alright, you know what? We've had fun. Lots of dwarf. I think it's time that I headed out. My plan for the rest of the evening is just to go sit down. What an idea, eh? A long one. I like streaming though. It's fun. It's a big morale boost. Helps keep my mind off of the week, you know what I mean? Like transition from the day into the not day. You know what I'm saying? Look at my guy's really big fluffy beard. Really, I kind of don't like the dwarves' faces, so oh, this is ideal because there's like no more face left. Perfect. I don't even have to look at him anymore. Look at the jiggle physics on the beard. Oh, so jiggly. That mustache. Okay. Yeah, it's time. We're good here. Thanks so much, everybody. It's always a pleasure. Take care. I'll be back on Sunday to do Game Boy development on LiamG25 Tech. So, check you out there. See you, Tark 6. Until next time.